Hi, I'm Greg Hall, and I'm going to go over the Apple Award system as of April 13th, 2021. So without further ado, let me click on My Managerial Dashboard. It's going to bring up our login screen. I'm going to log in with my user ID and password. So under the Apple Awards header, I can click on Apple Awards Grid, but what I'm going to do is go in as Liana. And that's because I have a lot of sections here and it's really busy here. So if I log in as Liana, there's less stuff here. So let me log in. Our naming convention is last name, concatenate it with the first letter of your first name and your password. So notice Liana does not see a lot of other sections. It's less busy. She just sees the Apple Awards header and the security. So security, she may want to change her password. So let's get started. So let's click on Apple Awards Grid. You'll notice that the teachers all say Stephen Curry, right? And that's for confidentiality reasons. I do not want to show the real teachers here. And what we do is we freeze the first field columns. You can see the awards and the names. So if you scroll right, you can always see the awards and names. So what I'm going to do is go to my documentation just to make sure I cover all the topics. So it says here, project, convert Excel spreadsheet of teachers' Apple Awards data into a web interface, which is what we did. Change in data navigation. The Excel spreadsheet contains several fields, including the award quarters, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Baby, are you? Oh, getting carried away. Starting from fall 2004. School of Pharmacy, as of 2018, had classes all year round. Therefore, as of 2018, we have summer quarters. So prior to that, we just had winter, spring, and fall. But as of 2018, we have winter, spring, summer, and fall. So any values populated in an award quarter field indicates a teacher received an Apple Award. Design the web interface to display the data in a Telerik Grid. So Telerik is a third-party vendor. We use .NET MVC, C#, and a high-end database in Microsoft SQL Server, and we use a lot of Telerik components, such as menus, graphs, editors, and of course our grids. Quarters are not displayed in primary field, but the award counts are displayed. To view the award quarters for a specific teacher, you can go to the File menu on any record and select Quarterly Awards. So what do I mean by that? Let me click up here. Notice, again, we freeze the first field column. I can scroll right and always see the award counts and names. I added a notes field, so it's really good to have somewhere where you can enter your notes, your thoughts, your comments. So this is a text area right here. You have a lot of stuff to say. You can. I'll just put hello world. Hello, or hello world. Here we go. Exclamation mark. One thing you have to remember is to click Save Changes, and voila. So we have flyout menus on every single record here. Flyout menus save a lot of real estate. You can have a long menu here if you want. Pretty cool. So let's pick a record where we have a lot of awards. So this guy has 9, so let's go here and select quarterly awards. And voila, we have 9 awards here for these quarters. These are drop downs. So let's add another award. Let's say he received an award or she received an award on fall 2020. So I'll add new record. So it has a drop down. So this is automated. So you don't have to update any tables. This will automatically give you a drop down of all the quarters starting from 2004 to the current year. So let's select how about fall 2020. Remember to save your changes, and now I have 10 awards. He let's go back to the App Awards grid. So we're back here again. We have 10 awards now. And we have our file menu. I can Google on the person's name. They're all Stephen Curry, so Stephen Curry here. Close this guy. Let's go back to documentation. So we're on features now. Can edit directly on grids. This includes not just editing, but adding and deleting. After editing, be sure to click the Save Changes button. When deleting a parent record, the child records also get deleted, the award quarters, meaning that if I delete, scroll to the right, if I delete a record here, it's going to ask for confirmation. I can click OK. Let me just cancel this guy. And remember to click Save Changes. Do delete a record afterwards, after your confirmation. So if you delete a parent, your children, the children of the parent, get deleted as well on these quarters. So that's what that means. Let's go back to documentation. Okay, when editing the degree or chair signs fields, you can enter or select from a drop-down or combo box. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let me add a brand new record. So let me just add myself. I'm a teacher, last name Hall, Gregory, citation is Greg, box is campus, degree. So degree gives me a combo box. I can enter anything I want here, or I can select from the drop down. Same with chair signs. I can enter anything I want here. It's a combo box, or I can click on no. That's it, or anything from the drop down. DBID, I do not know what that means. So let me tab to title. Title, I'll just put developer. Department, I'll just put SOP, good enough. Street, I'll just put 33 California. And San Francisco, CA 94118, tab, email. ucsf.edu. Tab notes. This is a test. And remember to save your changes, so click the Save Changes button. Voila. I actually have something here as a reminder. This sound bite. If I click here, it says,
to save your changes, click the Save Changes button on the top toolbar. If you delete a record, you still need to click the Save Changes button after confirming deletion.
Okay, so that's really important. Click the Save Changes button if you edit something. So, what next? So where is my name here, right? It's alphabetized. So to look for it, you can filter on any column. Let's filter on first name. And anything, how about that contains Greg. It's not case sensitive. Filter on that and it finds me. Voila. And one of the things you can do is you can save your grid state. I can click on Save Grid State. What does that mean? That means if I move off this page, let's say if I go to the home page and come back, it's going to remember my filtered grid state. Voila. So let's say I have no awards here because I just added this record. I'll give myself an award and add new record. Okay, I'll just put fall 2020. Save my changes. Remember to click Save Changes. Now I have an award. Go back to my awards grid right here, the primary grid. Voila, I have an award. Pretty cool. And if I want everything back, no worries. I can click on Reset Grid State. I get all my records back. So now let's go back to our documentation. Where am I? Okay, on the quarterly awards grid, you can select the quarter award from a drop-down. The drop-down will automatically contain all the quarters starting from 2004 to the current year. So that's automated. You don't have to update a table for the quarters. It'll be always automated from 2004 to the current year. On grid, can group fields. Well, let's go over groupings later. I'll do that when we do our data visualization, which is pretty cool. responsive between the laptop and larger monitors, meaning that right now I'm on my laptop, but if you have a larger monitor, it will detect that and it will add more rows. But if it doesn't, no worries. I can click on big screen and you're going to see more rows in this grid. And I can go back here to laptop screen and it'll be less rows right here. So that's what that means. So we're on data visualization. Pretty cool. Data visualization. So we have data visualization and reporting services. Let me show you that. So reporting services is a report writer where you can write really complex reports. You can have sub-reporting. You have sub-reports and groupings. In this case, we're just totaling the award counts for these dummy names here. It gives me the totals here. And so these are the Apple Awards top 10 teachers. I can export it to various formats such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, and print it out as well. Pretty cool. So, Telerik. We can have top teachers using a Telerik dashboard. And what's so cool about this, the graph corresponds with the grid. Meaning that, for example, I could filter on, let's say, the word counts, and let's say I want anything that is greater than 20. Filter on that, and voila. I make changes on the grid, filter on the grid, the graph corresponds with the grid. Pretty slick. I can also save my grid state. So, for example, if I move off this page or go to another chart, I can look at my pie chart. It's going to remember to filter grid state, and voila. So it shows my pie chart. How about vertical bar chart? Pretty cool. Pretty slick. And I can select my objects. Let's say I'll select Clay Thompson, Jeremy Lin, James Harden, Stephen Curry. I can deselect Stephen Curry and select them again, so you see them up here. And I can get my selected teachers here. So once you select your object, you can do whatever you want with it. I can save it to my database and do things. So let me show you what I did here. Get selected teachers. I just put them into an HTML table where I can Google them or get the UCSF directory or email. So let's say I'll Google Jeremy Lin and voila, Jeremy Lin. So let's close this window. So let's talk about groupings. So what are groupings? So for example, I can just stick degrees and put it over here on this bar here. Just drag it there and voila, I get my groupings here. I can collapse it, expand it, pretty cool. I can add more groupings if I want. I can just stick it up here. Departments, right here, and voila, pretty slick. And again, you can collapse it and expand it. And if you want to get rid of your groupings, easy pleasy, just click on the X, voila. Again, in the grids, it always gives you your totals, your average, and max. You can see it here in your record counts. And if I want everything back, remember, click on the good old reset grid state, voila. And I get all my records back, the top 25 right here. So I think I covered everything here. Back to awards grid. Let's go to documentation. So we covered data visualization. Data, imported data into Microsoft SQL Server, which is our database, from an Excel file. Created a store procedure to normalize tables and populate fields from the Excel file. Acceptance testing plan. Have Liana QA system against the original Excel spreadsheet. Things to remember. If you edit directly on the grid, be sure to click the Save Changes button. Note, you can edit multiple fields from multiple records at a time, but be sure to click the Save Changes button after editing. If you filter on the grid and need to move off the page, you can save the filtered grid state by clicking on the Save Grid State on the top menu bar. The system will remember the filtered grid state when you leave the page and come back. If you want everything back, all your records back, just click the Reset Grid State on the top menu bar. Pretty slick. Let's see, did I cover everything? I think I did. Oh, one more thing I wanted to go over. So Liana needed the ability to select quarters. And once you select a quarter, a specific quarter, she would then export it to Excel and then do mail merging in Microsoft Word. So let me show you how that's done. So I can click here on Select Quarter Awards. So it says here we have 2,800 awards since fall 2004. So it totals that for you. We'll talk about this graph a little bit later. These are the award counts yearly. Gives me all the years. So we can select from this drop down any quarters right here. Anything we want. Again, all these quarters we can select. I'll just select summer 2020 and I get all my records for 2020, summer 2020 awards given. And pretty cool. Again, we filter on the first field column. I can scroll right and I can export to Excel. I click this. So and you can go back to the awards quarters selection page to select another quarter. So what does this graph represent? What can it do? One of the things you can do is total things. So remember, as of 2018, we're including summer quarters. So I'll just click on this and it gives me my totals, 252. If I click on 2019, it'll total that. You can see I selected 2018 and 2019. And I'll select 2020 and voila, I get my totals. And I can subtract things as well. I can deselect this and it subtracts it. So that's why you see plus and minus. This is a total, 732. Pretty cool. I'll just deselect everything and nothing is there. Pretty cool. And let's say this looks too busy. Like a lot of financial analysts may just want to look at the trends and not see this graph as a dual axis. And what I can do is deselect on the legend, deselect the bars here, the ones in green, and all you see is the trend here. You can still hover over the data points here and see the award counts. So you can see a trend. And if you want your bar back, I can just click it again. It's like a toggle here. Voila. And maybe I don't want to see the lines, I just want to see the bars. I'll just click on this maroon or red color on the legend. And voila, I just get the bars, the vertical bars here. Pretty slick. And if I want the line back, I can just click here and get it back. So yeah, I pretty much covered everything, I think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Let's minimize.